Okay, there's a song that I probably, or there's a new singer that I need to talk about. Not a new singer. She's kind of an old singer. She's been around for a long time. But I just want to give back history. She's a new song, a new artist that I've spoken about, and I've just named Angel of Karma, which is a very important like title because karma is so important. That's how people get punished and rewarded as well. You know, if you work really hard, and eventually things will happen. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in karma myself because I've just had shit after shit after shit in my life, and it's kind of a this. I do believe in karma, but I shouldn't believe in karma considering how awful my life has been. You know, of having parents that just have absolutely nothing in common with. I believe that if you work really hard, you can achieve things. And I feel like the reason why I have shitty parents and haven't is because maybe I haven't done that much in my past life. And well, now that I know that I was a Leah, I had a lot of opportunities and everything, and more opportunities than most people. And then before that, I was Eve, a cave woman. I believe that most of the singers and most of the intelligent people who can feel strongly connected with the spirit are people who have had 10 lives. Now, if you've had 10 lives, you've probably had full lives where you've worked really hard and throughout your whole life, and you work your way up to the top. Um, I would say, I would guess that most of them have had about 10 lives. And unless, of course, you die as a child, in which case you probably have more, but which is quite common. But yeah, I don't know. My relationship with her was that I didn't really follow her or anything. In 2013, when I started believing that I was God, I noticed Kelly is like Kelly Salmon from my Sylvia Young, and then Adele is like Adele Clarkson, who are two girls from my school. And one of them, they were both my closest friends, but I guess one I had a better relationship. E.g., I met her outside school. We used to go hang out. I sort of went to Shropshire where her house was, and she actually sold her parents sold her house so she can buy a caravan so that she could go to Sylvia Young Theatre School. That was kind of how she was known. But yeah, inside the school, I actually had a much better relationship with Kelly because um, she was Annie in a lot of shows, and I don't know, we just had a better relationship. But when I came to leave, it turned out that Kelly might have told some people not to bother giving me a Christmas present because I was leaving. So I don't know. There was a little bit of a backstabber, but it was nothing. It was nothing. It was just kids. We were both about 12, 13, so whatever. But they were just two friends that I had, and I did stay in contact. I didn't stay in contact with Kelly, but I did stay in contact with Adele for a couple of years afterwards. Um, but yeah, that's because of these girls and her having brown and blonde hair. Kelly had brown hair and Adele had blonde hair. Because of these two, I got a little bit involved in her life in 2013. But then I didn't. She had one song where there's this girl that's locked up in sort of isolation, and they're studying her. And I listened to that. I felt like she knew that Christ was here, and that people were doing things about me behind my back, and that I was going to be in isolation for a time, but then she was going to come and help me. And well, month after month, year after year, nothing happened. I didn't get saved. I didn't get helped, and I after a couple of years, I just like stopped liking her, stopped being interested in her. And there was also one where there's like a heart in a box, and it's just talking about like your little scared girl or something like that. And I was just thinking, if that's about me, that's such an insult. I've literally got the whole world seem to have been weirdly attached to me through the internet. Every time I go on the internet or watch the TV, I feel like things seem to connect with my daily life. And you know, to call me a scared little girl when that is happening to me, I mean, anyone would be shitting themselves so badly that they'd be jumping off a cliff. And anyone who had gone through what I went through for a couple of months, feeling like every second or every day is not just planned, not just destined, but things that you're doing is affecting things that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. To be in some sort of matrix where things that you do minute by minute seem to be affecting things that happened 10, 20, or years ago, the whole history, that just to live in that kind of, it's such a trap and it's such imprisonment. And yeah, scared of the girl is I'm scared, yes, but it's not scared of the girl. It's the sort of thing that anyone would be scared of if they found themselves in this position. Because what happens if you don't do something you're meant to do? If I'm meant to click on a video and it's supposed to link with my week, and I don't click on it, what happens then? You start going into all these levels of thinking, and it's just awful. But after that song, I just stopped listening to her, and I didn't like her because um, I felt like she was just kind of mocking me. And then I saw this interview where she was saying that, I don't know, she had an abusive parent or something. I'm sure it was something along like that, along that lines. I don't know if it's the truth or not. I'm hearing so many lies and just stuff. People making all these chat things. They're taking the characters that I've named, and then they're making lots of sort of rumored stories. And I'm hearing loads right now about Diddy as well. There being loads of rumors that he's gay and stuff like this. I don't really know how that fits into the Angel of the God the Father character, but if people in the world love God the Father, and well, they are kind of all the God the Father characters because they're all like the world group leaders of everything. I don't know if there's a gay agenda in there because they're all just loving each other. But yeah, I don't know. But I feel like some of these stories are just fabricated, and I don't know what to believe or not. But yeah, I heard some stuff about her having a bad upbringing. But if she's the angel of karma, well, she'd be glad to know that bad stuff happens, and that's actually where you get your strength from. That's where the angel of karma gets her strength from, through unjustified, like when you do things you have built up a debt. Sometimes it's you work really hard and you build up a debt that needs to be paid back in positivity, and sometimes you have a negative debt where you hurt others, and it's only going to be a matter of time before people hurt you. So that's all what Angel of Karma is about. But yeah, listening through her songs, I knew she had something to do with Friends because she looked like two of my friends from boarding from the theatre school. That was the Sylvia Young Theatre School. But yeah, right. Karma does have something to do with Friends. Why? Because it's something that's going to be affected to the whole world. The karma is going to come back. People are going to be rewarded and work hard. Um, and some people are going to receive bad karma, but because they're holy angels, I think she mostly represents bad karma. It's because of you and stuff. But yeah, she had an interesting. I don't know. There was just that video that I found about Dr. Luke, and I don't know what's going like in his past. I know that a lot of women don't seem to want to work with him, but he does have some good songs, and I feel like I can't pay attention to what's going on behind the scenes. And I also feel like people don't really care about what's going on behind the scenes in my situation. You might be watching these videos and getting um, lots of different opinions. But yeah, my life realistically is actually just very, very shit, very, very boring. And I feel drained a lot of the time, and stuck. I just feel stuck, like I don't know what to do. Like I've got the whole world kind of influenced by me, but yet I'm not getting rewarded or credited or anything. And it's just awful to watch something like this. It's incredibly boring, and I think people wouldn't be able to watch my just normal general life because they would just find it so incredibly boring. And then they'll be like, well, how can you live this life? I have to live this life every day, and just be bored and confused. And then occasionally you come up with some good information, such as she's the angel of karma. I don't know if you figured that out, if you've been listening to her stuff and figured that out, and that could explain the new album that she's just done now. But I know she stopped for a while. Maybe it's because she didn't want to hurt me or something or stuff. But yeah, Karma's quite an important angel. But yeah, I don't know what else to say other than um,